Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Your delivery has been left behind the bins and will not be picked up for the... Bloody hell, Harry! You're speaking parcel force!
Wow!
Hi!
Wow! That's amazing.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Parlathan. I had an epiphany.
How are you?
I had an epiphany. Don't worry, I wiped it up during the Thames logo.
Oh. Yeah, go
I
on.
suddenly thought, dinner's ready, boil in the bag. And that's all I could think of.
I love it.
Yeah, that's all I can think of now.
Auntie Mabel killed by a stag. See, I quite happily spend the next 2 hours just doing this.
Yeah.
More than happily. Please, more than happy to do this.
Bondage uniform, did you get the gag? Oh,
dear. Uniform's too tight. Should have checked the tag.
nice.
There you go. Yeah, we're thinking on our feet here, aren't we? Anyway, so I'm 1 week into quarantine.
Yes.
I'm Quentin Quarantino.
Oh, make sure you don't say the N word for no reason.
No. What
You just
that?
did.
No, don't. Oh, yeah, I just said the N word. So, yeah, I spent a week holed up indoors, which has been a lot of fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, so things being delivered.
Well, livers removed from things.
Livers being removed and then re-delivered.
Have you delivered that turkey?
Oh, no. I saw a little thing on the news a couple of days ago about turkeys. Apparently, we're not going to have as big turkeys this year.
Why? Are they shrinking?
No, because of the COVID. Because of COVID, and families of 6 or more can't meet, the turkey people are going, why make big turkeys?
Yeah.
So they're only making little turkeys because we're all going to be alone at Christmas, just me and the missus.
Bom, 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 bom.
Uncle Fingers, he'll be there. You know, that sort of thing. So
it'll be lonely this Christmas with a tiny turkey. It'll be cold, so cold on Boxing Day with chips.
The giblets will be cold, cold, cold as you throw them across the road. I don't know why you throw giblets across the road.
Why not?
It's tradition. It's tradition in this house. That's the sort of fucking Brexit. We throw our fucking giblets across the fucking neighbour's house because they're cunts.
Well, they say things like,
bip.
they say things like, I didn't fight in World War II.
Yeah. I didn't masturbate entirely during the Falkland crisis. For that.
For not being able to throw giblets across my road.
Throw giblets across my road to the neighbours who may or may not, open brackets, be gypsies, close brackets.
Those brackets, I fought for the right to use those brackets during the Gulf War.
During the Gulf War. No, not that war, the Gulf War, when I was 20 under par.
when I was...
all that lot.
All that lot, yeah. We're not at home to that lot.
I remember when a Gulf War was a Gulf War. It'd be on the 14th hole and you'd kill a man.
Of course, I got injured during the golf.
Did you?
Yeah, I tripped over one of the petrol pumps.
Yes, I myself got injured during the Korean War.
Did you now?
Yes, I fell over in the gift shop.
I got injured during the Boer War.
Did you?
Yeah, I had to listen to Jonathan Miller for half an hour.
Oh.
Sorry, Jonathan Miller's family. He's dead
Shit.
now.
Who died today?
Who died quite recently.
Well, Van Halen died, didn't he? I call him
Van
Van Halen,
Halen.
by the way.
And his brother Van Halians.
Van Halen, guitar alien. That's what I call him.
Thank you for that beautiful obituary.
And he's dead now, and he's dead.
Well, hopefully you'll have a Van Halen resurrection.
I hope so. What was he, 82 years young?
He's 86 years.
Oh, 86 years young. That's
86
good.
years young.
That's a good innings. I'm not going to make it to that age.
And do you know a fact about him that many people don't know?
Tell me now. Fact me up.
Well, Brian May's dad made him out of an old fireplace. It's fascinating.
Deeply fascinating. Brian May not. Okay. Well, that's lovely to know. So, do we have anyone washing? I was going to say watching, but I said washing.
Is anyone
washing? Is anyone washing as they watch this?
There's a good degree of comments. Yeah, I'm not saying they're all good, but there's some comments happening. Bernard Matthews played the skin flute on Last Christmas. Okay. Hang on, does John play the guitar? Yes.
All the best. Michael Winks.
Arizona Bay 15. Yes, the boys are on fire.
Oh, you shit.
I want to know something about when you're on fire, because you know how fire rises.
Yeah.
Smoke rises, I should say, and heat rises.
Heat rises, smoke rises. So fire must rise.
If you're on fire,
If you're on the fire and you're on fire,
what you must do immediately is lie down on the floor, and the fire will simply rise off of you and go upstairs.
It will simply pass upwards to a more natural state.
The fire will go, oh, I don't like it down here. It's too cold. I'm going to go up there.
So if you're on fire, if you go down an hole, fire goes, too rich for my blood, mate.
Yeah.
Goes back up the fucking ladder.
Goes up the ladder, which also goes on fire. So.
Which also is then on fire. Yeah. And thus preventing escape.
Which is why very important that you have ladders that are fireproof.
Yes. Please do fireproof all of your ladders tonight.
Please. I want you to cover them in asbestos.
More people are killed yearly by ladders than by fires.
Easily. Yeah. I was nearly killed by a ladder last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was coming out of the house and one stabbed me right in the back. It's awful.
No, fuck.
Right between the shoulder blades.
Step ladder, was he? No, family.
He would have got me higher, but he was just a small ladder. If it was a big one, it'd have got me in the head.
Oh, lovely. No, not lovely. It's horrible.
It took me a long time to recover from that.
I bet it did.
Yeah.
Because I've got a step ladder in my flat.
Family.
Because I've got a very high ceilinged house. It's a Victoria. It's like over 100 years old. My flat. It's very high ceiling. So there's certain things you put on the high shelves, isn't there?
Yes.
Things that you don't need that often.
Not pornography.
No, exactly. They're just scattered around the floor.
I'm thinking you mean like thimbles or
Well, the high things that you don't need. Like well, yeah, it'll be things like that violin that you bought that goes on the high shelf. The high shelf. Yeah.
Your painting of Dorian Gray.
Yeah, that goes on the high. Presents that you get from people who don't care and or know you go on the high shelf, but they don't go in the outside bin just in case they fucking come round once, and you've got to take it off the high shelf and display it.
They can come around and say, "Oh, where's that thing I got you?" You can say, "It's on the
Where's that ceramic Keith Chegwin bought of you shitting all over Jews? Well, yeah, that one. No, it's not on the high shelf now. It's on the prestige wall.
Oh, of course, you move it down when they come around, of course.
Yeah, and then it goes back on the high shelf. Yeah. So, comments.
Well, Edward Llewellyn says more people are killed by poles than by fires annually. That's very true, particularly on May Day.
Oh, that's the most dreadful time of the year, May Day.
You've got to be careful.
Strangled by the ribbons.
Exactly. If you don't move quick enough, they'll go round and round and round. And your head will just fly off.
Yeah, exactly. You're nonnying, and some people are going clockwise and anti-clockwise, and then it goes twixt and fro. Before you know it, someone is strangulated.
Yeah. Awful.
Dreadful.
Sean Connery was hit on the head by the display board he hammered to his wall, but he only had his shelf to blame.
That was delicious, Lizard Monkey. Thank you.
That joke. Who died today? Diane's got on the crack again. She's saying, "Fuck's sake, my fingers are pushed."
I have no idea what any of that means, but that would be an amazing epitaph on a gravestone.
I think it's code to her dealer.
Oh shit! Right, she's out of the old.
She's on the old.
I'm out of the old Ewok juice, if you know what I mean. No, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, Twixt and Fro took over from Cosmo and Gibbs.
Yeah, they both had like throat cancer, didn't they?
Yeah, they had one of those. Gibbs. Cosmo, do you know the letter A? Yes, I do.
Well, there's a new look to the show this season. Cancelled.
Good morning, children. I like, hopefully many of you, and brought to this evening by wine.
I was pre-bought to you this evening, and there's residue there of wine. But I've run out now of wine.
What are you going to do?
Well, I've already pre-mixed a rather Bloody Mary, which is sitting in the fridge.
Would you like to go and get it?
Yeah, do you know what? You go through comments and I'll go and get my non-wine.
Goodbye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was me on my own. Please feel free to jump into the comments and ask away. AMA, as the kids say these days. AMA, which of course stands for Ask Me Anything. Can Paul make it to 9:20 without having a wee this week? Who knows, Jen Coleman? Who bloody knows? Are they English wines? Apparently, it's a bumper year for wine. English wine. Mine is Italian. And it's got an O, because you only get an O with an Italian wine. Oh, look, Paul's back.
Look at that. Look at that Bloody Mary.
Oh, well, that looks like a bloody Mary Celeste.
It's huge.
Oh,
it's quite tart.
It's a bit tart.
It's a bit tart, that one. Thank you, Mama Jo.
Do you think No Time to Fly will be any bloody good? What'll happen is I'll go and see it, and regardless of what it's like, I'll come out of it and go, "Oh, that was fun," and then I'll kid myself for a few weeks. Yeah. And then I'll wake up one morning and go, "Oh no, that was really not good." I'm hoping it'll be good though. Mind you, with Spectre, I came out of it going, "That's terrible." So who knows?
Well, you were correct in that assumption.
Yeah,
because that is.
Claire's got a review for you. Look, I'll do it in her voice. Aye, that looks like an empty cloche to me bag and a glass, Paul.
What are you still doing working, Claire? Or are hotels allowed to be open up in?
Maybe the old COVID shut it down because you can't have bars or restaurants open, can you? And I'd imagine the arcing jets of jism that she has at her establishment is not hygienic. So,
say, what are the whores going to be paid for now? With
well, they'll have to go on furlough.
Hard liquor.
That's her name. They'll have to go on furlough. Michael Clark says, this is a fitting question, seeing as today would have been John Lennon's 80th birthday. If he hadn't have been shot by a sod. What's your favourite John Lennon song, Paul?
Me?
Yeah.
I think they're mostly shit.
What?
Yeah. I think John Lennon songs are shit. Paul McCartney's songs are shit as well. I'm not the best person to speak to about the Beatles because I don't really give a monkeys.
Okay. Well, I would say my favourite Lennon Beatles song is probably Strawberry Fields Forever or Dear Prudence. And my favourite solo Lennon song is probably The Best of John Lennon. I'll be Noel Gallagher.
Oh, give it a rest. They were all right, but fucking hell, this godlike fucking status we give them.
Arcing Jets of Jism are my favourite wacky races team.
Looks like Arcing Jets of Jism are catching up to Penelope Pitstop.
The thing is, I imagine they look exactly like the Outhill mob, but they've got their knobs out.
They got little white crash helmets on.
Yeah, exactly.
I've just come in Penelope's eye.
Oh, I tell you what, it was a pit stop when I finished.
What they'd say. All I'm saying is what they'd say.
No, I want to give a proper answer. My favourite Lennon solo song is probably Isolation. It's a good one.
My favourite Paul McCartney song, just him, is probably Temporary Secretary. I mean, that just sticks with you.
I went to see him live at the O2. I paid a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen, but it was very worth it because I was very near the front, and he did Temporary Secretary live. It was thrilling. He doesn't usually do that.
Don't you think he's a colossal prick for all those years ago, changing the music things from Lennon McCartney to McCartney Lennon?
I think he wanted people to know that.
Yeah, but just for doing that, you just go, he's dead. You're still alive. Why? Oh, it's stuck in my craw to do something like that.
I mean, we all do silly things. Ringo Starr, for instance, did the film Caveman.
He did, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'll give him more for that.
We've got a packed show this evening, so maybe we should start with, because we're talking about things that happened on this day.
Oh, nice.
Maybe we should talk about some other things that happened on this day.
What happened on this day? What happened on this day?
Please turn that down.
I temporarily forgot that it was that. Ah, dear, how lovely. Okay, well, why don't you start us off, Bonathan Bain?
But I bloody will. Peter, you start off. On this day in 1688, the British King, James II, wanks off a bear in Portsmouth.
Oh, I see. Right. Who'd have thunk it? On this day in 1971, an episode of Mr. Ben is pulled off the air when the shopkeeper forces Mr. Ben to choose between spending the day as a heroin addict or a cannibal.
I know which one I'd go for, kids.
Yeah.
Cannon and ball.
TARDIS, don't stand on my tails unexpected.
Don't ruin the show, TARDIS. On this day, this is some bittersweet things that happened on this day. On this day in 1852, the very first public toilet for men opened in Fleet Street in London. Sadly, it was a man's face.
Oh, how sad.
Terrible for the man.
It's awful for the man.
Got paid though.
You got paid. I mean, how much would you be willing to be paid?
I don't know, Paul, but they spent a few pennies on him.
Oh God. shouldn't give you any credence for that, but I did. On this day in 1986, the BBC presenter, I should say, Nick Ross, ends Crime Watch with the now very famous catchphrase, "Don't have nightmares," replacing, of course, his usual, "Well, fuck me, time's up."
Of course, after "Don't Have Nightmares," he used to say, "Of course, that's all from Crime Watch," and then it would end. On this day in 1923, Britain's railways are grouped into the Big Four.
Yes.
As we know today, there's the LNER, the GWR, the SR, and the NSFW.
Christ. News just in. On this day in 1982, Pope John Paul II plays air guitar from inside his Pope-mobile on a visit to Sweden. The press, of course, speculated whether he was doing Rosanna by Toto or Abracadabra by the Steve Miller Band. Subsequent diary entries, of course, reveal that it was actually Rock the Casbah by Clash.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good taste.
Yeah.
1937, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Adolf Hitler's favourite monkey, Duncan, is born in Ipswich. It is still a mystery as how he got into the Führer bunker.
Jesus Christ. On this day in 1984, Mark Strickson, now he's the actor who plays the assistant Turlough on Doctor Who, makes the front page of the Sun newspaper. This is the story, of course, when he contracted a rare contagious disease whilst wine tasting on a holiday in France. The headline, of course, to the Sun newspaper was Turlough's Merlot Furlough.
Oh my God. And the last bit of on this day from me is that on this day in 2005, Britain's Jerry Porter became the fastest person to sail solo around the world, taking 67 days, 14 hours, 18 minutes, and 33 seconds. He later admitted that he was being chased by a really angry shark.
Well, finally for me, on this day in 1989, the wine expert Gilly Goulden is fired from the BBC show Food and Drink and is, of course, immediately replaced by Oz Clarke. Now, the reason for the firing, of course, was she was doing a live on-air wine tasting, and that's what caused her immediate dismissal when she described a 1967 bottle of Chateauneuf de Pape as smelling like Hitler's ring piece and tasting like Lassie's cock.
Wow. What a packed day.
What happened on this day? What happened on this day?
Lassie's cock. Diane here with an important scientific question. Do bears have big cocks or are they like gorillas? Do gorillas not have big cocks? I don't know.
So they have little cocks.
I don't know. Is it like Tarzan, Greystoke, the legend of little cocks?
I don't know about. I mean, I remember as a kid watching wildlife documentaries with my brother, who's 3 years younger than me, and every time we saw any animals getting up to anything, because normally their willies are always just endlessly entertaining, like their little curly things, or they're like, or they're fucking huge. So as kids, we just immediately be rolling around the floor laughing like.
This is a good point. As Wendy brings up, have you not seen that video of the gorilla in the front? I don't think it's a gorilla. I think it's a chimpanzee.
Hang on, isn't this an Aesop's fable?
Well, if it is, it's a horrible one.
The gorilla and the cock. So,
It's a chimpanzee and a frog, and the chimpanzee unfortunately ends the frog's life via oral rape.
oh God, no!
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
Was that an Attenborough thing? Was that a series I missed?
And here is the Venezuelan tree frog. Sadly, his
BBC.
life ended.
Animals fucking.
Where a chimpanzee once brought joy through tea bags and pianos upstairs, they're now reduced to killing frogs with their cocks.
The blue whale has the largest penis for size out of any animal in the world. Watch now as this blue whale fucks a poodle to bits.
Oh, well, it would pop it. Do you remember that show they did for a while where they'd get an animal and they'd dissect it? They'd like get a giraffe.
Oh yeah, Channel 5, yeah. Live dissection.
Yeah, that's right. They did a whale. I think they might have done it's not a blue whale, was it? It was like a humpback, wasn't it?
And I remember they did a special and they did June Whitfield.
This is June Whitfield.
I thought was a bit crass.
Controversial because she wasn't dead.
She wasn't dead.
Yeah, they cut her head off. Oh, that's disgusting.
She hated it.
She hated it. She said she complained the next day. Quite right.
Dear points of view.
Why oh why oh why spells yo-yo. Yours, June Whitfield.
Wonderful. There's a packed show tonight, isn't it, right?
I'm not going to do the joke about the man who went up a hill, a Welshman, and came down a chiropodist.
And I'm afraid I won't be doing the joke about the Irishman who put a condom on backwards and went. That was the most beautiful noise I've ever heard.
That was the most beautiful joke I've ever heard.
Bless you, sir. Let's do some comments, and then I think we must pass. We must summon Rel Wogan, I believe.
I'm surprised that Channel 4 didn't commission Naked Attraction before. Channel 5 didn't commission Naked Attraction before Channel 4. Me too. I never watched it.
You're right. Yeah. Have you never watched it ever?
I've seen bits of it, but I've never seen the whole program.
It's the most upsetting thing ever. Even if there's someone to me who is aesthetically beautiful, I'm still physically repulsed by the fact that they're standing in a color-coded box showing off their genitalia. It just...
Dwayne's asking if you've gone a bit bitty, and you have gone a bit bitty. You have. You've gone very sort of dial-up modem.
Oh shit! What now? Still now?
Yes.
Should I come out and come back in?
Maybe come out and come back in. Give that a go.
I'll try that. I'll be back anon. 1 sec.
Back anon. Now Paul's gone. I get to talk to you personally about this little secret I've been keeping from him. All these weeks I've been hiding a fact from Paul that he will never find out. And I'm not going to tell you either. So there you go. Which bits, John? He went all funny, didn't he? Yeah, and I blame his cat. Oh, he's back. And he's crystal clear again.
My phone again. Okay, and I'm going to turn off my mobile phone Wi-Fi. Does that actually help? I don't know, but I'm going to do that.
Maybe Paul is blurry in real life, like Bigfoot. Has anyone ever noticed in the film Bigfoot and the Hendersons, or Harry and the Hendersons, it's called in America, called Bigfoot and the Hendersons here, that the Bigfoot looks like Jim Henson? So for a long time, I told people that it was actually called Jim Henson and the Hendersons, and that Jim Henson was roaming around the woods in the nude and got run over by John Lithgow and had to live with him. Watch it tomorrow. It's on Netflix. Have a look, and he looks just like Jim Henson.
I would have believed that if you told me that. And also, it trips off the tongue. Jim Henson and the Hendersons.
Jim Henson and the Hendersons.
Yeah, it makes it sound like he's got an extended family by proxy.
I tell you, who's got a massive knob? Bigfoot. Must have a huge knob.
What, Bigfoot?
Yeah. Not in the film, but I mean in real life. You know Bigfoot exists, right?
Yes.
Yes. I've heard noises of Bigfoot in documentaries, kind of going ooh, and that's when he walks on his knob accidentally.
What, even after years of evolution, he still accidentally stands on his cock?
Walking along in the dark in the woods, it's flapping around all over the place. And he's like, oh!
Doesn't Bigfoot have, like, night vision?
What are you talking about?
Hasn't he got, like, a natural cock sling that he can weave out of his hair, like some sort of papoose?
Paul, he's a wild animal.
He's
How
wild.
many mices or monkeys have you seen with papooses and pants?
Mices?
Yeah.
You mean Mises? I hate Mises to pieces!
Yeah, how many have you seen? Yeah, Katie has summed it up eloquently. Bigfoot, big knob.
Bigfoot, big knob.
Yeah. Or we should say Bigfoot, big shoes. Except he doesn't wear shoes because he's a wild animal. Shall we have some tales of the unexpected?
No.
No?
No, we should have a blankety blank.
Of course. I got the orders wrong. I do beg your pardon.
Long now, John, the button.
Please take my hand. If this was 3D, you'd all be going, ooh. And join us for some Blankety Blank.
And appearing tonight on
Blankety blank, blankety blank,
David Hamilton,
blankety blank, blankety blank,
June Whitfield,
blankety blank, blankety blank,
Derek Nimmo,
blankety blank,
Wendy Richards,
blankety blank, blankety blank,
Kenny Everett, Sally James, and here's your host on Terry Wogan.
Avast thee, mine hearties! 'Tis a hotel, back from the old crowd open brackets, 9 close brackets, for a quick old game of the old super match. Jonathan Rain, how does thee fare? Hail and hearty!
Yes, Terry, both.
More like small and farty. Now, we're here to play the old, don't worry, we're here to play the old super match game, but listen, old Tell can't hang around for too long. Oh, no. He's getting swimming lessons up in the old heaven with old Jacques Cousteau himself. Viva la France! Oh, yes, we've been going swimming, you see, a few days a week now, and we've having a lot of fun, but I have to say, old Tell's got to be careful. Old Jacques Cousteau's got a bit of a temper on him. Oh, yes. Only yesterday we were taking a dip, and old Jacques got cross with old Tell. Well, you see, what happened was I went down on his snorkel and started poking around on his starfish. He got very angry about that, but that's by the by. Let's have a good old traditional game of the old super match. Now, the first person to type in on their old Commodore 64, Wogan's Wailing Wombat, gets to play. In the meanwhile, let's introduce everyone here to our celebrity turn, and I'm joined by none other than, are you think that's sure? By John Le Messier himself. John Le Messier, as I live and do not breathe, how are thee?
Very well, Terry.
You might want to try that voice again, old John Le M.
Very shit.
That's the one. Well, whilst me and old John Le M wait. No, we don't have to wait at all. It's Katie, Avatar, Cat Unknown.
Can I say something, Terry? If you awfully kind to let me interrupt you. Today, the fantastic Mr. Ox and Katie, who are betrothed as a couple, is their 10th wedding anniversary. So I think I'd like to. Yes, so I think I'd like. I thought it'd be jolly nice if we all wished them a very happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to
you too.
Happy anniversary to you
too.
Happy anniversary
to
Katie
you.
And
whatever the fuck his name is.
The one who went on the big walk for reasons unknown, possibly divorced in the proceedings, close brackets. Happy anniversary to you too. Oh, wonderful stuff there. It warms Wogan's heart, that does.
And my cockle.
And John Le Messier's cockles himself. Now, John, I'm not going to spend much time hanging around here, and I'm not going to ask you about your rather turbulent marriage to a certain large lady, shall we say, who often fucked the lodgers. But we won't dwell on that. we're going to have a game of super match. Katie's the one to play, and let's reveal the legend. It's very simple. It's bread. It's bread. Bread blank. Now, whilst Katie has a little think, she can choose one of her own. Myself and old John Le M will come up with one of our own. What say thee, John? Bread blank. Have a little think in the old noggin box.
Well, Terry.
I mean, she had 4 lodgers, for Christ's sake. I mean, she was banging them all. No, that's fine. Let's carry on. Bread blank, John. Bread sobbing. Is that what you're going for? I mean, you must have heard the noises from the drawing room. And anyway, bread blank.
I'm going to go with bin, where my marriage is.
Bread bin. Oh, John Le Messier, do you think that's right, sir? Goes for bread bin. And old Tell's going to go for bread delivery. Bread delivery there. A little bit off piste there from Tell. But Katie, you can go with my delivery if you feel the need, or you can go with old John's bin, or you can come up with one of your own. Have a little think, not too long though, and type it in on the old cursory keyboard, as it were. I hope you're using a Commodore 64, not a Spectrum, because they tend to lag a little.
Terry, while we're waiting, I wanted to tell you about a lovely comedy double act I recently saw.
To be honest, John, you were smoking so much hashish, you couldn't have got it up in the first place. It's no wonder that she took other lovers. I'm just saying, John. Anyway, on to your anecdote, John. It's crying with laughter there, oh John Le M. Crying with laughter.
I saw
a great anecdote, John.
I saw a comedy double act.
Right.
One had a pair of glasses. They were both from the north.
Lovely.
And one of them was small with hairy legs.
Right.
And I saw them, and I was in a restaurant with Hattie, and we were eating, and they both walked past, and she said, "Look, there's Eric Morecambe and his friend." And I said, "Are you sure that's wise?"
That's lovely. Yeah, you could have maybe truncated a bit of that, skipped to the end, took a bit off the top, and shut the fuck up. But anyway, there we go. Katie, do you have an answer for us, me darling, or are you too busy in the throes of 10-year love? Bread umbrella, says Katie, and I tell you what, that's just as good a fucking answer as you're going to get on this show. Let's have a little look. For 50 blanks, it was, of course, bread. It's, bread holiday. Bread holiday. We know when you go on a holiday, that's heavily bread-based. Never mind, Katie. Listen, there's still 100 and 150 blanks. You never know. You might come up trumps. Here we go. For 100 blanks. This is what people said. Second most popular answer, bread sheriff. I'm the new sheriff in this town, and I'm here to look after the bread.
The bread.
You get that in all the old spaghetti westerns, or should I say, bread westerns. But for 150 blanks, what's that, John? You want to say something?
Are you sure that's rice?
Lovely stuff there. Oh, John Le M. Here we go. 150 blanks. Top answer. Katie, could it be umbrella? Could it be umbrella? 150 blanks. Let's find out. So close. It was bread censorship. When people make rather rudy-doody loaves of bread in the shape of cocks and balls and bums and tits and arses and fannies and all that. And they need to be censored because, quite frankly, you can't walk out of a baker's shop with that underneath your arm. You'll get lettuce. Well, it's been absolutely thrilling to be here. It's lovely to speak to you, John Lummer. And maybe we should meet up a little bit later, and we should maybe talk about where it all went wrong in the old bedroom. Not the career, sterling career, oh John Lummer. But quite frankly, when it came to the home life, you're a complete prick. Anyway, I'll see you later. Avanti!
And appearing tonight on
Blankety Blank, Blankety Blank,
David Hamilton,
Blankety Blank, Blankety Blank,
June Whitfield,
Blankety Blank, Blankety
Derek Nimmo,
Blankety Blank,
Wendy Richards,
Blankety Blank, Blankety Blank,
Kenny Everett, Sally Jane. And here's your host on Terry Wogan.
Bye, Terry. Bye.
Hi, Terry.
Gosh, he was a bit harsh there on poor John Lemessier.
Oh, he was very mean, poor John.
Yeah.
I agree with Matt's sentiments here that I hope Katie and Mr. Ox are. Why don't we all drink
Some very sexy
wine?
wine. I hope so too.
Yeah. Oh, I'm having a right nightmare with the old
Internet.
Oh, it seems to be touch wood.
Internet, that's what we call it around my house.
Oh, well, around my house we call it inter-rail.
Why is that?
So,
we just do.
let's have a look at the comments. Ha 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 ha. BAFTA stuff for Mr. Rainer. I thought I was bloody great.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Wonderful stuff there.
Yeah.
John doesn't know what he's going to get week in, week out. He has to fucking improvise. He has to be like that.
Oh, look, Katie Dyer, whoever you are, thank you. She says, I am the best.
You are the best, John.
Can't argue with that. Got an old Scarface. Yeah. Anyone else heard Paul's Patrick McNee sketch about Kinky Boots 2?
No, Kinky Boots. Next sentence. 2 weeks. I first.
Oh, right.
I didn't do Kinky Boots 2. I did Kinky Boots.
Did you do that on here?
No. I did that on my podcast Potom.
Yeah.
Which is lots of comedy. Should you feel the need?
I've heard Potom.
Potom.
I haven't heard that sketch.
Well, you've not heard all of Potom because there's an awful lot.
No, I have because Casey's just reminded me. The little fuck pigs.
Yes, well, it is disgusting, but I've done it live many times. Critical meh.
Indifference.
Just wonderful critical indifference.
Tim's got a review for your sketch. He says, I'll do it in Tim's voice. The most amazing sketch. It goes on, and every moment is wonderful, my lord. And Neil says, he says, we love the trap. We need Potom back. But I'll do it in Neil's voice. We need Potom back, we do, sir.
I don't think Neil's from Game of Thrones land. I think he's just from Kent.
No, he fucking is now.
Oh. Who knows?
Katie says, ha ha. Simon, you got your fan club in tonight. Simon says, it's my favourite Potom sketch, along with the Dallas outdoor light email exchange.
I don't know what that is, but if we wrote it and we did it, great. But I don't know what the Dulles light email exchange is.
I think that was probably one of Dan's or Jeremy's, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe.
Nobody does the stonk anymore. It's easy to do the stonk. You put a red nose in your conch.
Yeah, and you do the stonk.
And you do the stonk. It's very easy. Yeah. It's not like your fucking time warps where you have to do a left and a right and up the arse and out the window. Yeah, we need more Smash Pod. Smash Pod's been going again for about a month. No, about 3 weeks. Where have you been?
So, Gaijintendo.
Gaijintendo. I'll do it in your voice. Oh, we need more Smash Pod. For a couple weeks. Mr. Rock says, Katie and I missed the chat.
Pam Ayres was being prodded by something that was.
She said, I don't believe there is a God, otherwise there would be more Smash Pod.
I was down in Oxford going for a punt. Don't do it. Don't do it. I won't. She's going to do it. When I saw a lady showing her, don't do it, Pam. Don't do it. This is poetry, please.
Front.
Fine, I won't do it. Showing her grunt.
That doesn't even make sense, Pam.
Cunt! I can beep. Poetry Please is off the air now.
And Pam Ayres won't be back next week.
One of the very first things I used to do live on stage was a feral Pam Ayres.
Right.
Just to let you know.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Martin, being a bit of a creep, if I'm honest, said Smash Pod Royale. Yeah. Thanks, Martin. I'm really enjoying it. Of course, I had
shit.
oily little fucking.
He likes it. That's good.
Slimy little cunt. We had. I had on recently our friend, who is now renowned international superstar, Michael Pfizer.
I know.
Hmm.
For a Pink Panther film that even I have not yet seen.
Oh, it's dreadful. Yeah.
Well, I was saying to him earlier today that I'd watched Inspector Clouseau, which I'd never seen before.
The Alan Arkin. Yeah.
That's hard. That's hard. Yeah. And I didn't realise, because I got into a brief conversation with Michael Spicer and Joel. Lovely Joel, who's 50 today.
Lovely Joel. 50 today. Happy birthday, Joel. He's not watching.
Yeah, he's not watching, but it's fine. Yeah. About the pink...
he would not be seen dead here.
What's so weird about Inspector Clouseau? And it was 1968. So...
Yeah.
Not only did they make him bumbling and stupid, which is the usual canon, but they also make him like randy, like he's permanently looking for something. And that just doesn't work at all for Inspector Clouseau.
I've always assumed that was after...
And it's literally like Confessions of an Inspector. He's just all towards women.
I always assumed that was after his heart attack, and they obviously thought, well, we can keep this going with someone else. Didn't work, though.
Yeah, but I don't mind them keeping it going, but I just don't... Where they suddenly introduce a character arc that you go, this is not remote... What? He's constantly on the make. He's constantly trying to get his end away with people. Ugh, it's horrible.
John, did you do the title announcing a Smash Pod? No. The first series is a guy called Simon Kane, who's very funny. And the latest series is Rufus Wright.
Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that. That's brilliant.
Because he's got a very actor voice.
Actory voice.
Yes, Joel is 50 today. God bless him.
He is. Yeah. Well, that was, in fact, I found that Joel's birthday today was a little bit, shall I say, unexpected. Christ, that was quick. It's unexpected. Now, we all know the rules. We've all seen this, but for those who don't, John, explain!
Well, recently, in the last year or so, we went to Roald Dahl's Death House. And we ventured into his shed of wank. And nestled in his sofa in the corner of his room were a load of pages of unpublished works. And we thought, well, we'll get another book out of this. But it turns out it wasn't a book. It was his Tales the Unexpected. So we've been giving them out every week, essentially, like a cheap whore.
Basically, we raided the archives. We had to steam most of the pages open because of...
I mean, it sounded like a packet of crisps.
Yeah. It was foul. But anyway, we've got a fresh batch for you. They are, we will warn you, these are tales of the unexpected. They are scary. It's past 9:30. It's past the watershed. If you feel weird or you get a little bit of the collie wobbles, that's not our fault.
And it's not unusual either.
No. Well, it is with you. Well, hey! Now, let us begin. John, are you ready?
Am I going first?
No, I'm going to go first.
You go first. Yeah.
This story is called British Rail is Quicker by Snail. I don't really understand. Leonard Argos makes his living selling mechanical apples. On a business trip, he takes the train from Doncaster to Cardiff to find that the journey will be on a rail replacement service, which soon becomes a bicycle replacement service, which becomes a piggy bank replacement service, which becomes a sitting down in a wet puddle until dying of old age service.
That's terrifying.
Terribly terrifying. There you go.
Well, this one's called Working Like a Dog. Dog. Dog breeder, Hieronymus Beefeater. Was in line for the biggest prize in the dog breeding world. Her dog, Spunks, was everyone's favourite for the rosette. And as the judges made their way down the line, she was feeling very confident. However, the worst possible thing happened just as the judges reached her. Spunk. Stop it. Spunks suddenly and totally without warning took off as
Deep breaths.
Took off at supersonic speed, headed to Japan and detonated over Tokyo, starting World War III.
Chilling to the bone.
Oh, terrifying.
Chilling to the bone. Well, my second offering is called Shit Down. A tribute act evening goes horribly wrong when the lead singer fails to turn up and the audience have to spend 2 hours listening to If I Could Turn Back Time on a loop whilst looking at a chair. As they're expecting. Now,
that was terrifying, though.
well, it's good news.
And I'm not gonna. No, this next story is called "Story Crime." And they all lived happily ever after, is how most stories end. In the case of storyteller Bixby Bonnocks, this was not the case at all. After one fateful storytime session at his local library was attended by an evil wizard who didn't like the cut of his jib, a spell was cast on him that meant that every time he finished a story, he fired arrows out of his arsehole.
And now it's time for news where your arso is firing arrows. Okay, well, this next story is called Beep It With Flowers.
What?
Beep It With Flowers.
What?
The slogan for Interflora, of course, is Say It With Flowers.
Yeah.
But Helena Umbrella Nenana is
Oh, God.
But Helena Umbrella is having difficulties picking just the right bouquet to convey the message which says, everyone thinks you're a cunt, Sandra. Ooh. Chill to the
God.
bone.
Spine tingling.
Yes.
This one's called Flying Tonight. Airline pilot Woody Pants was faced with something of a dilemma. On the one hand, his passenger plane was plummeting at high speed towards a giant mountain, and his co-pilot had passed out after eating one too many potatoes. And on the other hand, he was in the vinegar strokes of a big wank. And on that plane, 12 bank robbers in a car.
Okay. This next effort is called Disco Infernal.
What?
Henry Sarlacc pit. Jesus Christ. Henry Sarlacc pit.
Yes.
Attempts to earth the plug on his electric blanket, but accidentally earth, wind, and fires the blanket and spends the whole winter unable to sleep because his bed keeps singing Boogie Wonderland. Chilling.
I will not sleep tonight because...
Chilling to the bone and sinew.
Oh, God. Well, this one's called Murder in Kind. A policeman called to the home of Sarah Hoop. Her husband had not been seen in a week and suspicion was starting to point at her. So Sergeant Flaps from the yard was there to get her movements once again. So she cooked him a lovely lamb lunch for them both to enjoy. And halfway through the meal, she shot him with an ice arrow, hit him with a leg of lamb, boiled him in a giant pot, fed him to her dead husband, whose body she then used to beat up all of the police in the world to death. The perfect crime. I like wine. Sorry.
Me, John, and Sue went to the Timbuktu, went to the local zoo, saw a chimp. He was a pimp. Now me wife's at it too. I don't know what that meant. My last tale is called I Wish I Could Die.
I hate that look.
Keith Harris superfan Heath Carris saves up his money for a life-size tattoo on his back of Orville riding a monster truck. Imagine his surprise when the rather partially deaf tattooist reveals a tattoo of Duncan Norvell riding a monster's cock.
Make sure you burn that.
Yeah, these need to be put into a church ground surrounded by salt. And
of course, when you burn them, they give off a very faint green essence.
Yeah, greenish ochre hue. The smell of sulfur, but mainly cut.
Okay. This one, my last one for this evening and this week, is called Stamp of Disapproval. Ferdinand Homunculus was an avid collector of stamps. And one day he received a phone call asking if he would be interested in having the rarest stamp of all. Without even hesitating, he said yes and paid the money. Then the next day went to the seller's house to pick up his stamp, only to realize that things were not what they seemed. His blood curdled as he was buggered to death by Terence Stamp's rare golden chimp, Wanky.
My Aunt June, she left me a spoon. She died afternoon. It was a balloon powered by baboons. I went to the moon. Oh. Well, they were rather terrifying, weren't they?
Terrifying.
I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to sleep a jot until November.
November at least.
Remember the November.
That is what they say. Because Guy Fawkes famously was caught under the Houses of Parliament minding the dynamite, wasn't he?
Yeah, minding it.
I mean, is he the stupidest man ever?
I've never seen a porno with that he's called Guy Fawkes. I mean, surely
They should fucking make one.
I mean, that's there, isn't it? It's all there, Guy Fawkes.
Come Fire Night.
He wants to blow up Parliament.
Parliament could be a man.
Yeah.
Called Big Ben.
Exactly, Big Ben.
Yeah.
Which by the name is the name of the bell and not the tower. So when you're outside Big Ben, and you're outside Big Ben and you say, I can see Big Ben, you can't. What you can actually see is St. Stephen's Tower, not Big Ben, because Big Ben is the bell that is inside the tower.
But I have to correct you there, sir.
No.
It was called St. Stephen's Tower, but after the Queen's 90th birthday, it was, of course, renamed to the St. Elizabeth's Tower.
It is St.
Known because she loves a big bell. That's what our next Carry On film should be. The rename, the Queen's 90th birthday.
What?
Doing some sort of festival. For the Queen's 90th.
The dirty old butler going, all right, you Madge, you can have a little bit of a nibble tonight. No,
I don't think I will.
Oh, all right, fuck it.
All right, then.
That's awful. I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, no, I can't believe I made you say that. Dreadful idea. Yeah.
I know.
Arise! I'm trying to rise. In front of loads of people as well. It's horrible.
Oh,
horrible idea.
That sounds horrible.
It does. It sounds horrible. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I wouldn't mind knighting her.
What? With what? With me? All right.
Penis. Yeah.
What? Tapping her on the shoulder with your knife?
Hang on. You see what I'm doing here? I'm picking something up.
Yeah.
I'm opening a drawer, right?
Yes.
Popping it in the drawer. I'm closing it, and we're not going to talk about it anymore.
And also, you can I hand you the key to that?
Yes, please. Hang on.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just going to lock it and.
Thank you. But don't. And the key comes out, and you grab it, and you open the drawer when the show's over.
It's one of those keys.
Oh, I can't believe I wrote that. I'm going to look at that all night.
It's one of those keys that disintegrates when it comes into touch with saliva.
Disintegration key. Yeah. That's when you go pinch punch first of the month, no return. White rabbit.
A punch and a kick for being so quick.
Punch in the eye for being so sly.
Fuck up the wrong un for being so strong.
I've murdered your mother.
I couldn't find the other.
Oh, sorry, the game.
Oh. Hello?
Oh.
Yeah. Hi, Dad. Oh. Apparently my mum's dead.
Oh, I better get out of here, readers. That was me.
Because we've got a packed show this evening and we've got two more big features to come.
It's a packed show.
Isn't this fitting? Isn't it? On John Lennon's birthday.
Yeah.
All we are saying
exhausting song.
Give peace to France.
Exhausting song.
Anyway, because we've got...
Shut up.
I'm sorry, Paul. I won't have this. Because it's time for... Please can you tell me who the fuck is that? Yeah.
It's good to talk.
It is indeed good to talk. Thank you, BT. For giving... Who is the money going to this week?
This week it's going to the Paul Litchfield Writing Room, open brackets, Rio, probably is best.
You've got a foundation running, haven't you, where you give the money to aspiring writers?
Hang on, it's my foundation running. I'm a cheeky bitch. Get in the back. Get the knife drawer, Miss Sharp. Yeah, no, I do have that. Yeah, and it's very important that I write this comedy gold in my office in Rio. The howler monkeys, they just sort of give me that edge, you know.
By the way, as we're the top of the hour, the phone lines are open. It's 0898 50 50 50. Calls cost 87 pence per second. Please ask permission of the bill pay before you phone in, and don't phone in. It's just for fun. And yet the money is going to the Paul Litchfield Foundation, which is giving money to aspiring writers, me, which I shall share with him. And we'll go to town, and once COVID's over, we shall have champagne, caviar, and whatever we want.
Yeah. Or in our case, Vimto and pizza.
Vimto and pizza. Oh, you're spoiling us.
Why don't you come round tonight, love, for Vimto and pizza?
Can we just call it...
Finder, don't swipe the other way. Look what I'm offering.
What an alluring prospect.
Finder's crispy pancakes and a slow southern-style poking. Don't fucking swipe the wrong way.
Okay, so... Paul, anyone who hasn't seen before, I noticed we haven't got any new viewers this evening. If you have not seen before, the rules are simple. I show one to Paul, one to you, and you have to guess who it is. Now, Paul, the first one is for you, and I shall ask you, who the fuck's this?
Okay. I don't know.
Okay. Someone in the comments has got it. Would you like to find out who it is?
No.
Okay.
No, let's just move on. No, I'd love to know.
It is, of course, Carrie Fisher.
Oh,
Not really. Not really. Not so
really,
much.
But kinda.
Okay, our friends in the comments, who is this? I don't know if the writing on his face comes with him, or
does he have ITV +4+3 written on his?
I think he does. Yeah.
Or is
maybe he's hot.
Did he predict the score at the game he's at?
Maybe he's hot fuzz.
Maybe his phone number is 1+4. His mouth is O, and 3.
Ah, bloody hell! Someone has got it.
I think it's Richard Gere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was Richard Gere.
Looks nothing like him.
No, but it's
okay, Paul. Who's this?
Grey hair, no eyes. That's fucking Matt Singy song.
Matt Singy song.
No, him. Fucking does the Late Show, whatever he is. Fucking Gavin and Stacey. Him.
Yes, it is, of course, James Corden.
James Corden. Yeah.
Okay, comments. Who's this?
She looks to me, and I'm sure this isn't the answer, but she looks to me like a lovely, approachable Kate Humble.
Let's see what the comments think.
But it's not. I mean, the clue, I think, is the fact that she's having a singy song.
No, the clue is not a singy song. I don't know why they've used this picture. I'll tell you, it's an actress. It's not a singer. It's an actress.
An actress.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say actress, but if I said actor, it might confuse things.
It's an actress.
It's not Yaz. No. It's not Gwen Stefani. No.
No, not singers, everyone. We've already established this.
It's not Banana Ram.
It's certainly not Banana Ram.
No. Not Gwendolyn Christie. Good God. Give Chris Shaw of I Am the Egg Pod fame an award. It is Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts, for fuck's sake.
I want to say, while Chris is listening, I listened to your shaved fish episode today, and it was wonderful. So thank you for that.
Oh.
And Paul.
Yes, sir.
Who the
fuck be this be?
Who's that?
Christ. It's the fact that he's in like 1940s garb supposed to be a clue. Trilby. And, is he supposed to be fucking Frank Sinatra?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, it's just because he's wearing.
You can tell because he looks exactly like him.
Yeah, you can tell because it's probably a picture of Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it. I have to admit.
More like Frank fucking Spencer.
Comments. Who's this?
Look at him.
I voted fucking Brexit and I'm proud of it.
He is not Ian Beale. No,
That's what he appears to be saying.
it is not Mickey Pearce. Anyone guess? He's not Robert De Niro.
I think I know.
I think Katie Dyer knows. Oh, sorry, the comments jumped. It is Spielberg, but Katie Dyer.
Oh, it's Spielberg. All right.
Oh, there first. Well done, Katie. It is Steven Spielberg. Well done, everybody. And Paul,
It's just the fact that he's wearing sunglasses and a baseball cap.
It's not. It looks nothing like him.
That's the only thing.
And a beard.
And a beard.
And
Stick.
a beard.
Stick.
Yes. Bloody hell, that was good. And lastly, comments. Who's this?
Oh, that's so obvious.
Do you think?
Yeah. I mean, if it is, like he's put on loads of weight and had a stroke.
Paul, do you think he's got a toupee?
No, he gets it for free. Oh!
I was going to say, I don't care what car he drives.
Oh, dear. I mean, he does look actually like him. An overweight him.
Yes, of course. Graham Dallas is Tom Cruise. Exactly.
Yeah. That's actually he is one of the most looky-likey you've ever shown.
That was one of the quickest. Who the fuck is that's ever that?
Yeah, we were on fire.
Yeah, before I go from who the fuck is that, I just want to remind everybody who Imelda Staunton is married to.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Carter.
Jim Carter there.
Jim Carter there, who is very much alive.
Deja vu? Haven't we met before? I love the fact that he's in Top Secret. That's amazing.
Wonderful. What's he? He's called Deja Vu, isn't he? No.
Deja vu, yeah. It's Deja
He is
vu.
Deja Vu. Yeah.
Have we not met before?
Have we met Monsieur?
Please, can you tell me who the fuck is that? Yeah.
It's good to talk.
It's good to talk.
It's very good to talk.
Oh, it's wonderful to talk, isn't it?
And that's annoying because that usually eats up about 10 minutes. We were about 3 seconds on that one.
Yeah, we whipped through that one, didn't we? We were a little bit.
We did. We were like Jamie Theakston at a bordello. Yeah.
Well, comments before we move on.
Chocolate mousse. Ha ha ha.
Chocolate mousse. Who eats his cigar? What are you drinking? Gasoline.
Gasoline. Ha 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 ha. Diane needs more wine. Diane, could you get me more? I've only got a tiny bit left.
That's all you've got left, Jonathan.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Have you drank that throughout show?
Oh yes.
I'm not joking. I drank the entire bottle before we went on air, so.
Yeah. If you do a live show, what film would you do? What Paul and I?
What film would we
do?
What, as in like a Smash Poddy thing?
Or a JP thing? I'd like to show Animal Olympics. That'd be fun.
That'd be good, but I'm not sure how much fun that would be for everyone else because it'd just be us gushing over it. Like how brilliant it is. And it's not brilliant, but it is brilliant. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do.
I'd like to do Sherlock Holmes' smarter brother.
Oh my fucking God, yes, please. And Haunted Honeymoon if we could.
Yeah.
That could be fun. I like
Sherlock
to see that.
Holmes' younger brother, says Matt. Smarter, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Do that.
Yeah.
Well, when things get back to normal, then hopefully we'll be able to do we'll be able to do JP live. We'll start doing Smashes live. Maybe we might do a Wheezing Groaning.
Yeah, I'd love to do it. Oh, also, Paul and I might have a small announcement to run by you, actually.
Yeah, see what you think. We just
carry on, sorry.
No, this is just like they say in the remake of The Lady Killers. This is just a trial balloon. It's just a trial balloon. Just hanging it up there. See what you think.
How would everyone feel if Paul and I did a podcast where we just chatted shit, but on a particular thing we love each week?
It's like little small joys, little things, like whether it's a film or a piece of music or just a moment or just whatever, and people can contribute.
An advert.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is. Just little things like just things that just brought you so much joy and fun. And maybe they don't now do the same, but they did at the time. Maybe it was the right time. And we just wanted to do something unremittingly positive, if that's all right.
But the kicker would be that this would be, if we do it, it would probably be a paid podcast.
It'd be through your Patreon, wouldn't it? Is
Well,
that right?
or a separate Patreon, one of the two.
It's just I need to make a tiny bit of money at some point because I've not actually earned anything since May.
Yeah,
and annoying. And I'm not looking to make millions, but I don't want to go on Twitter and ask for coffee because I find that a bit weird. But if we put out content, what we're basically saying is, would you be willing to pay a little bit for it? Not a lot, but something. That's what we're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and it would probably be once every couple of weeks or something.
Yeah.
But it would literally just be like 40 minutes to an hour of us talking about something.
One week it might be the music of James Horner. Next week it's Rumpola the Bailey. The week after that it's the R. White's Lemonade advert. We just don't know.
That's exactly it. And we were thinking of calling it
The Filthy Little
Fawkes
Show. No, hang on. What are we going to call it? Total Joy.
Total Joy. We were thinking.
Total Joy or Little Joys or you can come up with it. If you come up with a better title, that's fine.
Yeah.
Send us your title to the gallery. Unfortunately, we won't be able to send your titles back.
Fum-de 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 fum fum-de hum.
Fa-dee-dee-doo-dee-da.
The
lyrics to that song is disgusting.
Oh, horrible.
Here's your stupid fucking art. You fat cunt, you drew a picture. It's a load of fucking shit. Jump in a pit and drag your family down with you. You're a stupid old cunt. I wish you were dead. I'd like to shit in your head. You silly little bastards, scribbling away. All your fucking clothes are rotting away. Here he fucking goes with his big nose, having another draw. Droopy fucking drawers, silly odors, knocking upon your door. I could go on for hours, but I won't, because I'm Raoul Mo, but I'm not Raoul Mo. I'm actually a goat, and I'm hopping all over your fucking grave. You stupid little bitch! Stop, draw. Sorry, and then it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, but the point is, we were thinking about doing a podcast and charging for it.
Charging just a nuts weasel,
just a scintilla,
for
a prolonged period of entertainment. Well, because it occurred to me, because a lot of the times people will watch. Oh, sorry, we'll be listening to a Smash Pod that Paul and I do.
Sorry, yeah,
and we'll talk about the things that we talk about that aren't related to it. And I just thought, well, maybe we should do something like that, because this is effectively what JP is anyway. So.
It's nice. It's nice.
But we wanted to gauge interest, and everyone seems interested, so we probably will do it.
Oh, great! No, we're going to do that. That sounds lovely. Well, Jonathan Rain, as we now seem to be in a lovely little bubble of wellness with each other and joy, and everyone seems to be on the same page, this is probably the time that I prove once and for all that me and thee, you and I, J and P, P and J, have a psychic connection. Play the beat. Ooh, so we've had it's safe to say that we've had a few ups and downs with this over the last.
We were so close last week, though.
4 months. Yeah. Now, last week we got so close because John, of course, drew a beautiful picture of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
And I also drew a picture of a mouse. So we were quite close. We were quite close. So I think because I've been quarantined, I've spent an awful amount of time at home in my room, and I've been able to really focus on the enigma that is Jonathan Rain. And I told him this morning via a wonderful text to just draw anything he wanted, because every week we try and change the rules, a TV show or an animal or a place in the world. And I think actually all these rules is what's actually complicating the spiritual connections. So I just said to John, and when did we do this morning? About 10-ish? About 10-ish?
Yeah.
I just said, John, draw with a gay abandon. And draw with gay abandon he did. And I picked up on what John was doing straight away. I knew that this was actually going to be the right thing because this is one of my longer drawings. Look, John. So it's a long drawing.
Wow.
I've never done a long drawing before.
No.
I've always gone is it landscape? Landscape. I've never gone portrait before, and I think the fact that it went portrait actually, and I immediately hit on that with you.
Jesus Christ! I went portrait as well.
There you go. You see, I think we can finally put this to bed because I know that this has upset a lot of people along the way. It's mainly possibly due to childhood iconography, open brackets, pornography, and I don't know how that's come about, but as I will always say with a clear conscience and rather clear chakras, that what I draw is not coming from me, it's what I'm picking up from John. So if you are still upset by Sooty having consensual anal sex sweep, or you are still upset with Moomin shitting on the Easter Island statues, or you are still upset with Terry Wogan dressed as Superman destroying Pudsey Bear, or you are still upset with Danger Mouse forcing Penfold to give him fellatio, then please direct your chagrin towards Jonathan, not me, because it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Saying that, John, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling really confident about this one. So I just said, draw whatever you like. You did. I picked up on the vibe very quickly. Show me your picture, John. As if I don't know what you're going to show me, but go on.
Well, again, I thought I'd keep it simple, so I've gone for just a bottle of wine.
What's that next to the wine? Is that your signature?
Oh, it's my signature, sorry.
All right. Well, so I presume it's white wine with the colour of the glass.
It's white wine, yeah.
Seems to denote white wine, probably a Chablis or...
It's a Pinot Grigio.
It's Pinot Grigio. Pinot Grigio.
And what bottle of wine did you do?
Oh, hello, TARDIS. Cat's here. It's lovely. I tell you what, why don't we do a new section called Paul Strokes His Cat? There you go.
No, what bottle of wine did you do? Did you do like a Chardonnay, or was it red wine or something?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't technically a drink.
Is it like a bottle of beer? Are we that close?
No. It's not something you can drink.
Oh. What is it?
Christ. Okay. Well, I mean, there's a clue. There's a bit of rope.
Yeah.
It's Wile E. Coyote who's hung himself.
Fuck. Oh, he's definitely dead. Looking at the eyes there.
He's hung himself from a noose.
Shit. So he finally gave up.
Finally, the whole Roadrunner thing was just too much. That's what I thought you meant.
I mean, wine and suicide.
Whiny
coyote.
Whiny shabliote. Whiny shardiote. Whiny shardiote.
Oti.
Acme wine.
Wine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's in the same ballpark. Yeah. So. What do you think? I mean, are we getting closer?
Well, I think we've strayed a bit since last week, to be honest. I mean, at least last week we had the right animal. This week this week you had a bottle of alcohol. I had a Looney Tunes suicide.
Yeah.
So,
which is coincidentally what my dad used to call wine.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
well.
So.
Okay, so maybe just a bit of a blip. I mean, maybe we'll nail it next time. I don't know. I just play the VT. It's just a different world, isn't it? It's a different world, John. It's a different world.
It is. I mean,
spiritual.
Mind you, we do talk about wine, so maybe.
I'm afraid I cannot go out this evening, my darling.
This is a good point. This is a good point. He let out a little whine as his neck snapped.
Oh, Genji K or Genji C. Do you know what? You might be right.
Yeah.
You might be right. You might be right.
You know what, Paul? Paul, I'm going to need you to talk for a minute because I'm going to go and get a drink.
Oh, okay. That's not a problem. You shove me on the hole.
I'll be back before you can say.
Oh, hi. Paul Litchfield here. Hi. I'm currently 7 days into quarantine. So managed to get a little haircut. There's a little Moroccan hairdresser who has a shop just underneath my flat opposite the road. He's called Arif, and he's been cutting my hair for 10 years. And I've got him on my mobile, and I rang him up, and I said, Arif, Daddy needs a haircut. And he was round like a shot. And he popped in, did me hair with a little visor, and £8, which I think is rather good value in these approaching Mad Max times. How am I doing for food and drink, I hear you ask? I've been making my own bread. All my fruits and vegetables are pretty much gone from the roof garden. I still have some chilies growing, and that's why John Rain is an absolute... Oh, you're back.
What?
But what?
What?
Oh, you're on the Fosters, are you?
Yeah.
The Amber Nectar, mate.
Fuck this one. It's all squashed.
I didn't realise that was even still made. Like Foster's was still a thing. Still a thing.
I don't do the shopping. There we go. And the comments say, Paul, John is keeping a secret from you. He won't tell you on air, but he is.
No. Oh.
No, not really. I've still got it, ladies and gentlemen.
You've still got this is your lymphed. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Na, 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 na.
He hated you from the moment he first met you, and he's here tonight. It's Pol Pot. Fam, 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 fam. I don't know why Melvin Hayes would have Pol Pot come on the show, but
well, I think he would like it. No, don't.
He's there.
Yeah.
He's there, isn't he? He's there. Well, comments, or should we just shoot the shit, John? Do you think
the comments are all suggesting different Looney Tunes characters that have killed themselves?
Oh, really? What, Tweety Pie gassed himself in another?
Well, we've got Porky Pig hurls himself off a massive bridge.
Right.
Elmer Fudd would shoot himself.
Probably.
Marvin the Martian defenestration.
Not sure.
Daffy Duck swung his head around 180 too many times.
Yeah, snapped.
Bugs Bunny would poison his own carrots because Lola Bunny ran off with Marvin the Martian. That's the sort of thing that's happening in the comments.
That's what's happening.
Well, Paul, off air you were telling me I'd like to hear more about how you were saying that that white supremacy hasn't gone far enough. I'd like to hear more about that.
Oh, blimey! God, Dad, you really are a filthy little stinker. I would say no such thing, Jonathan Rain.
Casey says she's kicking herself for not coming to the previous live shows. Paul and I only did
three.
We did three.
Two.
We did Bullseye. Superman 4.
Superman 5. And
that was it.
Another. Oh, it felt like three.
Felt like three. You came to the disastrous one that we won't talk about.
No, we don't speak about those times.
No.
Or anyone involved.
Or anyone involved, because they don't deserve words.
Do not deserve the breath from my mouth.
No. But we were down to do another.
Yes. Yeah, I know. But
we were going to do Big Trouble in Little China in Halloween 2019.
Oh my God, Big Trouble in Little China! I forgot.
Oh.
God, I love that film.
But it all went tits up. And then we said, oh, we'll do it next year. And then next year, Paul, it didn't really happen, did it?
Next year got tits up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just think, you know what I keep thinking about, and you were there.
Yeah.
We did For Your Eyes Only, right?
Yeah.
In a studio on Tottenham Court Road. Then we went to a nice little pub with Joel.
We did.
And all the tellies in the pub had yellow banners across the bottom talking about coronavirus. Do you remember? And do you remember I was all sitting there going, this is like a disaster movie.
Yeah.
And it bloody was.
And I like now that when I switch on things like Netflix or Amazon, they even go, you might want to watch the film Contagion. I'm like,
yes.
It's the last thing I want to fucking watch.
It's like Christopher Reeve turning on Netflix and going, have you watched Chariots of Fire, love?
Have you watched the standing up, walking around and jumping up and down show? There's 9 seasons of it.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you might be interested in when people fall off horses. No, I'm fucking not.
I don't want to. Oh, Diane says she's not miles away. Crystal Palace, we did the last of the Mr. Jolly screenings.
Oh, did you? Crystal Palace?
Yeah, we did Maida Vale, which you came to.
Yes.
Then we did Screen on the Green. You came to that as well with Dan.
As well, yes.
Then we did Bristol.
Didn't go to that.
No, but that sold out. That was good. And then finally we did Crystal Palace because it was their newest venue, Everyman.
Crystal
And we did that, and that was the last one. And then we were going to do Leeds, but nobody bought tickets, so we cancelled it.
Do you happen to know, Jonathan, how how Crystal Palace came to be?
Yes, I do.
Oh, right. Then we'll move on. Really, you do?
It was a palace made of glass.
Yeah, but why?
Because wasn't it the World's Fair or Empire Day?
Nope.
Go on, tell me.
The window tax had just been introduced by the government.
You should have saved this next week's on this day.
Well, no, because it wasn't on this day. It was yesterday. Oh.
Window tax. Window tax. That sounds like a real pain.
Window tax had just come out, and Queen Victoria's husband was quite incensed by what it was doing to the poor because they couldn't, because you paid by according to how many windows you had. Which is why if you walk around London, you see so many, especially in central London, you see so many houses with windows blocked out. It was all to do with the window tax. It was the poll tax of its time. Very contentious, very annoying. People taxed because of how many windows they had. So Prince Albert, so incensed, designed Crystal Palace to the government. A building made entirely out of glass, which was essentially saying, tax that then, you cunts. And that's how it came to be.
And Crystal Palace was still there, because it burnt down, obviously.
Burnt down.
It was still there. The remnants of it were still there in World War II, but they had to destroy it because it was a big target.
Oh, is that true?
That is very true.
What, because it was...
It was like, the West Pier in Brighton is still there. There's like a cage.
Yes.
Terrible metal. That was like Crystal Palace, but in World War II they said, well, that's a target from the air. So they had to knock it down, and that's why it's not there anymore.
Ah, my word. Oh,
They replaced it with a giant picture of George Formby's cock.
That'll put them off. Even George Formby is doing his bit. Yeah, that's lovely, that.
It turned out nice again.
They should have built a huge glass cock out of George Formby's cock. Not out of his cock, but a massive glass George Formby phallus pointing into the sky. That would have showed the
crystal maze.
Sorry, was that you really?
That was me doing Leonard Rossiter.
That was. I thought that was you in Carry On Girls going, Mrs. Proudworthy.
Go on, do your Leonard Rossiter with CJ. Go on.
Oh my God! Hello, CJ. Morning, CJ. Oh, my...
It's the morning, CJ. That's good.
Morning, CJ.
It's 25-2. It might be time for Terry to come back from Cloud 9.
Well, I'll try and summon him, but he's down with Jacques Cousteau at the moment. I'll see what we can do.
Good luck.
I'll summon him.
And appearing tonight on Billy Dainty, Janet Brown, Cyril Fletcher, Rula Lenska, Paul Daniels, Tessa Wyatt, and here's your host on Terry Wogan.
Ho-de-ho! Avast thee there in the world of living. Tis old Tell, back down from old Cloud open brackets, 9 close brackets.
Thank God.
An hour or so ago, I told you that old Tell was having a lovely old time scuba diving with the old Jacques Cousteau, but time works differently up in heaven. It's been an hour for you. It's been 3 weeks for old Tell. Oh, yes, he's been up to all sorts of shenanigans, having a lot of fun. I tell you what I'm doing at the moment, because I can't hang around. I've managed to get flying lessons from none other than Amelia Earhart herself.
Wow.
Ah, yes, the princess of the old Cumulus Nimbus, old Amelia Earhart. She says, when I get into her plane, it's quite a small little plane. She says it can be quite chilly up there, but she says, don't worry, it's a lovely 2-seater, and she's got a lovely furry cockpit. So, Hotel should be fine. So, listen, before Hotel gets all chucks away with the old E of A, we need to get a contestant to play the last super match of this Friday on planet E, open brackets, Earth, close brackets. So, the first person to type in the words Wogan's Wet Wellingtons gets to play. And whilst the old people are on their Commodores and ZX Spectrums, time to introduce a celebrity turn who's going to help me answer the super match. It's none other than John Inman. John Inman! How are you, sir? Are you... Hang on, let's do this right. John Inman, are you free?
Oh, I'm free.
There it is. The old catchphrase, the old inimitable John Inman catchphrase.
Oh, no, sorry. The comments got ahead of me.
Paul Savage.
The first person, unfittingly, is Mr. Ox with the 10th wedding anniversary and all.
It's husband to the wife. It's old fantastic Mr. Ox, who, if you don't know, is doing a lovely old walk all the way along the ley lines.
Finished now.
All the way along the ley lines of Great Britain. A little bit lazy, because if you lay on a ley line, you can just gently hover. But listen.
I'll tell you, no one's more upset about his walk finishing than Katie.
Are you still John Inman?
Oh, yes.
There it is. Oh, John there. Yeah, I tell you what, John, the way that you speak, the way it trips off your tongue, it's like old Tell. People just know. They know it's you, don't they?
I'll tell you what, Terry.
Yeah, go on.
People often ask me,
yeah,
what mobile provider you're with. They say, "Are you O2?"
Yeah,
I say, "Oh no."
Where we're going? Yeah, I'm.
They say, "Are you EE?" And I say, "Oh, sometimes."
Say, I'm on 3. I'm 3.
And then they say, "Are you 3?" And I say, "I'm 3."
Well, back when
but it's a lie. I'm with Vodafone.
Yeah, well, back when mobiles came out, even your fucking agent didn't call you. Now, good old, fantastic.
Sorry, Terry.
No, there's a little bit of hair on the line. The hair in the gate. Listen, the old wife didn't do so well, but it's time for you.
Oh, Terry, she was fucking awful.
Thanks, John. On your old 10-year anniversary, it's time for old fantastic Mr. O to prove his mettle. So here is the super match. Thank you, Eugene. It is very simply blank time. Blank time, fantastic Mr. Rocks. You have a little old think with the old noggin box, and I'll get back to the lovely old John Inman. John, apart from the old sitcom Are You Being Served, is there anything else we might know you for?
No. Well, Terry, I was very good as Mother Goose.
Debatable.
I know for a fact that prominent UK podcaster John Rain went to see me as Mother Goose.
Good Lord. Where's that? The Watford Emporium.
It was in Harrow, and he had a lovely time.
The Deptford Sanatorium. Lovely. And did you can you remember any of your lines? Were they cheeky and ribald and saucy?
It was lots and lots of lovely quotes.
Lots of double
entendre. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Lots of I'm
It was a bit where I had to lay an egg, and I said, "Oh, I haven't had an egg up my arse since that time I had a massive penis up there."
Right. Yeah, I believe that's the one where Trevor Bannister complained to Ofcom.
He did, and I said to him, "Oh, Bannister, I'll give you a minute mile."
Right. Well, I tell you what, it's lovely to walk down the old memory lane with you, Mr. Inman. Fantastic Mr. Ox, his answer is time. Very sad about John Inman's jibes about my marriage. I'm not sure we'll be able to accept that as an answer, Fantastic Mr. Ox. It needs just to be one word. If you could trim that down, and he has indeed, he's trimmed it down to minstrels. I'll tell you what, we've all trimmed it down to minstrels at one point in our lives. So
some people revel in it, Terry.
That's the Inman I love. That's the Inman I adore, with his confectionery-based snacks that are slightly similar, but not too much. So, fantastic Mr. O has gone for minstrel's time. You know, when Mother goes, "Come in now, it's minstrel's time." Do you know what? That's got quite a good chance. So, fantastic Mr. O has gone for minstrels. What would you have said, Mr. In? Blank time.
Well, Terry, when I was making Are You Being Served, I would often
trim it down a bit.
I would often say the word over.
A bit quicker.
Overtime.
Okay. So you can go with John's overtime. You can go with my prime time, which is what Wogan was on the old Beeb.
I was on Wogan once.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, no, you were. Yeah, I believe I was on holiday for that.
It was Sue Lawley, and Sue invited me on the sofa, and I sat down, and I said, "Sue, this is much better with you because you are a beautiful lady, and Terry is a horrible fucking cunt."
Right. I don't remember that. I just remember Sue telling me in the green room a couple of weeks later that she was very drunk. Now, it's super match. It's blank time. Inman went for overtime, something he never had. And old Tell's gone for prime time. For fantastic Mr. O has stuck to his guns, for good or for better, with minstrel's time. But let's find out what happened. For 50 blanks, the third most popular answer was, of course, let's have a look. Ah, yes. Well, it could almost be minstrels. It's onion time. Come on, kids, back indoors.
Well, Terry, you know what I love most of onion time? It reminds me very much of spending time with my Puerto Rican friend, Henrique, because it's very appealing that he didn't ask to make your eyes water.
Right. Is that because he was engaged with anal sex with you, which was consensual at the time?
Yes.
Right. Okay, so moving on to 100 blanks now. Could it be minstrel's time? Could it be? Could it be fantastic, Mr. O? No, it's not. I just got to remove the blue tack from the first letter. It was, of course, so close. It was canoe time.
Well, Terry, that reminds me, when I was with my Moroccan friend, Offal, he orgasmed so much that we had to go out of the room in a canoe.
Right. I believe, actually, that particular sexual encounter was actually when it was technically illegal to be engaged in homosexual sex. So you could have been locked up for that, John.
Yeah, I know.
I'm free. No, you're not. 20 years.
No, I know. It was really, really risky and bad.
Yeah. There you go. Maybe you shouldn't have done it outside. Maybe you should have kept that to the confine of your house in Maida.
I definitely should have talked about it now. No.
Silence, Inman. We need to move on. For 150 blanks, fantastic Mr. Ox is waiting with bated breath. And God knows what else he's got baited with old Katie in the mood. For 150 blanks, it is, of course, yes, the most popular thing. And, you know, we all shouted this. I remember my mum telling me this. It was, of course, circumcision time. Circumcision time.
Well, Terry.
Stop it now, Inman. Unfortunately, you've not won a thing there, fantastic Mr. Ox, but at least you've got the arms of a loving woman to weep into.
I wanted to tell a story.
John, tell your story, but try and tell it in 0.3 seconds or less.
No, I don't want to.
So that was wonderful. John, you've been great. I'll probably see you up in the old cloud open brackets.
No, I don't think you will.
No, you'll be out jogging on the clouds. So we've had a lot of fun, and I'll see you all next week. And John, it's been a pleasure, never a chore. Until then, Havanti!
I'm free.
And appearing tonight on
Blankety Blank, Blankety Blank,
Billy Dainty,
Blankety Blank,
Janet Brown,
Blankety Blank,
Cyril Fletcher,
Blankety Blank,
Rula Lenska,
Blankety Blank, Blankety Blank,
Paul Daniels,
Blankety Blank,
Tessa Wyatt,
Blankety Blank, Blankety Blank, Blankety Blank,
and here's your host on
Blankety Blank,
Terry Wogan.
Blankety Blank.
See you, Terry.
Bye, Terry.
See ya.
Rice for dinner, boil in the bag.
Fell asleep whilst driving a plough.
Leslie, I'm going to die because Leslie Grantham is driving my cab.
Gordon,
There we go.
Ideas above his station. Sorry, what?
We've only got 10 minutes left.
10 minutes left. This is the cool down, shake off, where we pop in a little relaxing bubble bath and we just sort of look back at what happened in said show. It's been great to have you all with us.
Well, we like to think it's a new feature that Paul and I would like to introduce. Is in the early 2000s, where you would buy a DVD or indeed a DVD, and there would be a director's commentary or a behind-the-scenes feature.
Can you imagine?
We'd like to give you a director's commentary now. Now, Paul, do you remember when we started this evening's episode?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Great. Okay, so let's look at the comments. John Inman, who died ages ago.
Yeah, he did die a while ago, I believe. Bless him.
He died in his sleep, which was lovely because everybody else in his sex swing were, of course, burned to death.
Sex swing?
It was a sex. No, John Inman was a lovely man, of course.
I do genuinely remember seeing him once going home to Maidvale. Just going back home, just walking up the steps. In a lovely sort of maroon suit.
I mean, let's be honest. He played, on paper, a one-dimensional character in a sitcom, and I think he made it very funny.
He made it brilliantly funny.
What did you do with... Sorry.
Sitcom. He had his own sitcom.
He did. Take a letter...
I can't remember what it was called.
With him and Rula Lenska.
Take a knee. Oh, don't mind if I do.
Waterman, I'll show you. Katie says, what will you do with Smash after you've been through Bond films again? I have no fucking idea.
Oh, you'll be fine, John. You can come up with some tenuous link.
It's all too much. I'm writing a book at the moment, and I can't think beyond that right now.
No. If You got more to record though.
I've got more to record. I'm dangerously low on Bond films, so maybe you could do another.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, what's left?
We'll talk off air.
All right.
Oh, Captain Peacock. Hmm.
It's the most amazing, desperate.
Take a look for Miss Jones. It was Miss Jones, wasn't it? Was it Mr. Jones? Oh yes, it was a flip because he was the secretary because he's a gay person. Yes.
Yeah.
Graham Jones, John Inman, works as a personal secretary to female executive Joan Warner within a London-based multinational corporation called 8 Star. You know what? These are I don't want to say fans because that sounds awful, but our friends are very good. Will you ever do a smash pod on the Connery Vehicle Outland? It's done, mate.
It's been done. Yeah, I've heard that.
I'll tell you because you're all my friends. I did it with Mitch Ben,
Mm.
and it'll be out soon.
I was working with Mitch Ben when we had our own mini 911.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You tell me the story. Let's not talk about that.
We had to abandon filming. We had to walk out.
Yeah. What's the next book about, John? Well, it's about 80s action films. And I signed the deal in January, and then lockdown happened, and I thought, great, I'll write loads of my book. And I didn't because I was homeschooling, working, and lifing, and I got fuck all done. But now the kids are back at school, I've been able to do it properly. So one chapter down, 19 to go. Hooray!
What a whopper!
Oh, what a whopper, Mr. Captain Peacock.
What's a big one, Captain Peacock?
Thank you.
I hope it's in large print.
Should do a smash pod about Zardos. Claire, we did that in series 1.
That's also been done.
I did it with Joel Morris and Jason Hazley. Series 1, go back, have a look. We did it. It was great. As Paul McCartney would say, it's bloody Zardos. It's the White Album. Shut up.
All the comments are going to be, you should have... No, I've done that.
I had people saying, I love Smash.
Yeah, I've done it.
I had someone the other day who will remain nameless saying,
yeah,
I'm really pleased the Smash Pod's back. You should do For Your Eyes Only. Done it.
Right.
Yeah. I think people think, because I had a break, I think they think that it's now a new series, but it's not. It's a continuation. Katie says, get the Patreon set up. I will subscribe. I will. Me and Paul are going to go away and put our heads together and work out something, and we will do something. And it'll be great.
But John and I are going to be meeting up anyway tomorrow because we're going to be doing our other podcast. We're doing Weekly Groaning Sound, which is the only podcast about Doctor Who. For those who probably do listen to us on here, thank you. For those who don't, you don't have to worry about the fact that it's about Doctor Who, because that's just the peg that the show hangs on. It's
the road we drive on, but we mainly talk about other things.
Yeah, we've had lots of non-Doctor Who people enjoy it, and we even got mentioned in Doctor Who magazine.
We did, and Super Doctor Who fan Toby
Haydoke
even tweeted especially to say that it was very funny. So up your arse.
Hang on, it's fine. So fuck you. No, it's come.
No, listen to it though. It's very funny because it's me, him, and Tom Neenan, and we just laugh for about an hour.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we're doing a double header, as Jack the Ripper would say.
We're doing two wonderful. Well,
and yeah, if you're a Who fan and you want to talk to us, get read out on the show. If you go to @WheezingPod, we're doing an episode of Megalos, and we're doing an episode of Vengeance on Varos. So if you want to,
two very different stories.
Yeah, if you just tweet, you'll see 2 tweets sitting there about those subjects. Just reply, and then tomorrow I'll go through and we'll read them out on air. So yeah,
you'll literally be part of the show.
Imagine that.
Amazing.
Which is I'm really pleased with how it's gone.
So am I. It's a joy. It's another little joy during this tumultuous life. Because I do genuinely believe in about 2-3 weeks we're heading into another lockdown, which is going to be tight.
Katie says, I liked it, and I don't even like Doctor Who. And then Katie says she's an old Who fan.
Right.
Well, Katie, I hope you're a subscriber to Wheezing Groaning Sound because you will love it. Ben says Megalos is shit though. Ben, I disagree. I really like
Ben Thomas, you're entitled to that opinion.
a Doctor Who a do podcast. We used to pretend to be Draculias.
Dracliers.
I don't understand that.
That's a Devon character.
I really need to get on BritBox. BritBox is great because it's got stuff, but it's a fucking pain to access.
Yeah, I was saying to John earlier that I went on BritBox earlier and typed into the search Doctor Who and it went, sorry, results not found. Even though they have every episode of Doctor Who.
And you have to watch it on I mean, I haven't got a Samsung TV or an Amazon Fire Stick. So I have to watch it on my laptop like I've downloaded it from fucking Estonia or something.
Oh, right. I've got a Sharp TV, so I probably... No, I've tried to throw it onto my television via apps and via my PlayStation. Nope, can't be done.
And this is it. As Claire says, you still can't get BritBox on a PS4 or an Xbox on any console. Oh, shit.
But I suppose that's the spirit of BritBox. It's harkening back to like the 50s where there was like 2 channels. They're sort of going with that.
Oh, we had to all go round our friend's house to watch Doctor Who on a small telly.
I remember when I was young, me and my Mrs. Beryl used to go around to next door neighbours to watch The Tube on Channel 4.
As Mr. Rock says, I can't believe no one did a Doctor Who podcast before. It's amazing, isn't it?
No one's ever done one before. I think we were the very first people to do it.
I think we've done the best one, to be fair.
Well, we've done the only one, John.
Yeah.
I've typed in Doctor Who podcast and I've short shrift. I found nothing.
I think Ben Thomas is writing on behalf of an industry paper here because he says BritBox is the drizzling shits. And Inferno, Michael says Inferno is my favorite Doctor Who story.
Yeah, but it goes on and on and on and on and
it's
on.
A bit long.
And on and on.
Yeah.
But it is very good.
Katie says, I love your content, Paul and John. You are the best.
Oh, thank you, Katie. It's very nice of you. This one here.
Yeah. Please do a Prisoner Smash Pod. Well, you never know. They might pop up in Total Joy.
Yeah. Oh God, Prisoner will turn up in Total Joy.
This is it. We've got lots of ideas.
I've been to the village twice.
I've been there once
just to be there.
I went there for a wedding. My ex-wife's uncle.
It's an arsehole to get to, isn't it?
It is, but he rented out the entire fucking village for a wedding, so we all had a cottage there.
The entire village?
The entire village.
That's a shitload of accommodation because it's got 2 hotels and all the little cottages. Which house did you stay in? Number 69? Hey!
I stayed in one where every morning there was a giant cum bubble. But enough about me.
Enough about me and the date. Lovely. Oh.
No, I was married at the time. I wouldn't do such a thing.
Yeah, and I was very disappointed that there was no Fenella Fielding waking me up in the morning via tannoy. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Hello, everyone.
Oh,
there's none of that.
Will Mr. McNee pop up and tell you? Do you mean Patrick McNee? Possibly.
Maybe he could do.
The thing is that Paul and I, by the process of conversation, we'll talk about 100 things in half an hour. So it's the idea of just those little...
Yeah, and they can be the smallest of things. I think that's the thing. Tiniest of things.
Yeah. So I think that'll be a nice thing. And if you're all interested, I'll set it up soon and I'll get it going. And then
I think it could be a nice show where we could sort of really horrible word, interface, where we could really you could talk about the things that just bring you joy without being filthy.
Yeah, but I think we're all on a sort of even keel in this giant conversation we're in right now. Is that we're all we all understand where we're all coming from, and every time Paul and I have a niche reference, someone understands it. Most of you do.
Yeah.
Mr. Rock says, didn't Sophie Aldridge have a bit of Les Dennis? Yeah, she did.
Oh, good Lord.
Before she did, Melvin and Maureen's Musicograms. Do you remember that?
No. What's that?
She did a children's show in the late 80s. Someone's going to come in here. Did a children's show in the late 80s where her and another man who was called Melvin, they had a music shop where people would come in and ask for a song. And you have to go and write the song. But it was basically like a TV show where they teach you about musical instruments.
Oh my God.
And at the end of the show, they put on a musical performance based on the specifics of the person that asked for it.
Holy
I
shit!
spent most of it. I was probably about 12. I spent most of it thinking, "Oh, I'd like to have it off with her," even though I didn't know what that meant.
Right. And were those the lyrics that you sent in?
Yeah, mine was called "I'd like to have it off with Maureen while Melvin watched."
I'd like to have it off with you.
Yeah, Melvin can go in the back way, and I'll go. No, I'll go there. No.
And at number 1 this week on Top of the Pops is John Raines. I'd like to have it off with you.
I mean, that is pretty much what happens
with
in an
you.
episode of Melvin and Maureen's Musicograms, because they write a song for their teddy bears, and the teddy bears become pop stars. And there's a bit where they went on Top of the Pops. Look, Lizard Monkey agrees. Melvin and Maureen's Musicograms was brilliant.
I don't recall this at all, but that sounds amazing. Okay, well, that's something to think on.
And it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's it.
We've talked for 2 hours, but I've drunk a bottle of wine.
Yeah, I've done a bottle of wine. I've done me Bloody Mary.
Nearly a can of this.
That's the end. That's it, mate. You've had 2 hours out of us. 2 hours you've had. Blood, sweat, and tears.
I'll leave you with this thought from Lizard Monkey.
Well,
I mean, hope springs eternal. Literally, springs being the word.
Take that to bed with you.
Take that to bed with you. Put that on a duvet. All that remains for me to say is thank you so much for watching. And again, happy 10-year anniversary to Katie and Mr. Ox.
Yes, well done, 10 years.
Here's to another 10 years. They won't get another 10 years. Here's to another 10 years. Because if you keep walking for an hour and 5 weeks, she won't be there when you get home. But thank you very much for watching. I am a cynical man about marriage. We'll see you next Friday unless I die or Paul decides to go to Bratislava.
No, I won't be going now.
Good night, Paul.
Good night, John. That way.